Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our JustNoMil. In today's episode, MIL refuses to stop doing my daughter's hair, so we banned her from watching them alone. My MIL threw a tantrum because we're moving 2 hours away and tried to buy our neighbor's house. My mother found it poetic and amusing that my husband and I lost our son. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. MIL refuses to stop doing my daughter's hair, so we banned her from watching them alone. My DDs are half black and have 4B/4A. It depends on who you ask. Hair? My MIL doesn't know how to do their hair because she's not used to the hair type, as most of the family has straight hair. So when she undoes the styles DH or I do for a more suitable style, she can't replicate them, which leaves DD's hair looking crazy when we pick them up. We've both kindly asked her to just leave their heads alone because we end up having to redo the styles MIL's undone, and she hurts DD's while trying to do their hair because she's rough with it. MIL doesn't listen because she's in this weird one-sided competition with my mom. DD's let it slip once that my mom had done their hair, so now MIL wants to do it too. Instead of learning like DH did, my mom is a great teacher. MIL has her number. She can call and ask. Or even watching a YouTube tutorial MIL just ruins hours of work. It's hours because the girls are still young and wriggle about. We've told her twice not to do the girls' hair. Just leave it. We banned her from watching DD's alone when they revealed MIL hurts them when doing their hair. She's the victim in all this apparently. MIL claims I'm a reverse racist. Whatever that means, because I told her not to do DD's hair. This is not a race thing at all. Growing up, my aunt who's white did my hair as much as my mom did. I'd have no problem with her doing DD's hair if she knew what she was doing. Also, she's managed to make me the villain when DH was the one who banned her from watching the girls alone, which is funny. MIL is suggesting I forced each to make this decision, as if he can't think for himself. Now I've got messages from the in-laws wanting to know what the hell is going on, and I don't know what to say. Everything I've come up with will be easy for MIL to twist to fit her narrative, and I'm sick of it. Please help. To all the family who are asking what is going on, a group message to everyone along the lines of, "Hey y'all, MIL isn't watching the girls solo at the moment until she learns more about their specific hair type. We've offered and asked her to learn, or at least leave their hair alone, and sadly it's gotten to the point where it's hurting the girls. Last thing we want is the girls to hate spending time with insert grandma name because they associate visits with painful hair grooming attempts. We hope this doesn't last long, and for anyone not sure on the difference in the girls' hair, here's a link that explains it well. Then you mute responses for a while because shit will probably blow up, and you stand your ground together as a team and put people in timeout as needed until they do the work or don't, their choice. When she is alone with our children, she messes with their hair, even though we have repeatedly asked them to stop and it hurts them. She is hurting our children when unsupervised, and so will no longer be unsupervised. She is lucky she gets to see them at all. Yeah, this gets the root of it. When she's unsupervised with the kids, she hurts them. If that doesn't fully stop the group text problem, that's a bigger, different problem. What's going on is she keeps hurting your children after being asked to stop. She's not following your very reasonable boundaries, and you are protecting your children from being repeatedly hurt by her. WTF is a more suitable style? Let me guess. You guys do your daughter's hair in protective styles that make life easier and keep their hair healthy. What could possibly be more suitable than that? You reverse racist. Maybe your MIL needs to stop playing Uno. My MIL threw a tantrum because we're moving 2 hours away and tried to buy our neighbor's house. This was the first time I've ever seen a woman in her 60s behave like this. She had a full-on tantrum with falling to the floor and rolling included. Everyone was stunned. I started looking for the cameras because I genuinely thought it was a prank. Then the name calling started and we left. None of MIL's sons live anywhere near her. They're all at least 2 hours away from her. And from what I've gathered, she didn't throw a tantrum when they moved. MIL's daughters live in her neighborhood, so I'm not sure why DH moving 2 hours away caused this reaction. For her other sons, she just attempted to manipulate their decisions and then gave up. It's not like we've moved to a new province or even a new city, just a different part of the city. So her saying I can't live life like this was so weird to me. My MIL's your typical boy mom. We only expected manipulation and tears. Not manipulation, tears, self-harm threats, and rolling on the ground. And I haven't really spoken to her since because she's clearly insane, and we don't want to deal with her manipulation. Sent her this message: Mom, the house has been bought and we're moving. When you can be an adult, you'll be allowed over, but for now the answer is no. Did she react like an adult to this message? No. She ignored it and made an offer to our next-door neighbor to buy their house for an insane amount. Luckily for us, they weren't selling. MIL then decided to tell SIL, who is a known gossip, so it would get back to us. So we called her out in the group chat and explained why we wouldn't be having MIL over anytime soon. This woman made herself the victim in this situation. I've got aunts-in-law calling me to have a discussion with MIL. What's there to discuss, crazy ladies? We bought the house, we're moving in and raising our children in it. MIL is not the victim here. 1, for trying to buy our neighbor's house, and 2, for not apologizing for the name-calling and tantrum she threw. I can't believe she thinks any of this is okay. When people try to manipulate me by threatening self-harm, I tell them to have fun. As far as I am concerned, your body, your choice. This has a ring of familiarity to it for me. My hubby and his mom were having a heated discussion. I wasn't really paying attention, but then she threw something at him that accidentally hit me. Everyone went silent. Did that really just happen? She looks at me and falls on the floor in hysterics. Then she had a tantrum in front of everyone. We're all standing there with our eyes bugging out. She yells at hubby, "You need to choose, her or me." Now all those shocked faces look at her, and I'm speechless. So hubby walked over her prone body, picked up our child and reached for my hand. Out the door we went. I'm sitting in the car crying because I just couldn't understand what happened. Hubby goes back in, picks up the baby bag, and gets in and drives us away. He told her he'd never choose her, then didn't talk to her for 2 years. I still think about that tantrum. Eventually we reconnected, and she never ever interfered again. 2 years without her golden child was all she needed to never try that again. When you can be an adult, took me out. I like your husband. The next time she threatens self-harm, please call emergency services. If she threatens self-harm, you need to take her to the ER and tell them she is threatening to harm herself. They will take it from there. I don't want to be that guy, but this extreme overreaction that, according to you, is way out of character needs to be brought up with a medical professional, her GP, or possibly a neurological specialist. This is every flavor of concerning/worrisome. You up. My mother found it poetic and amusing that my husband and I lost our son. CW, traumatic pregnancy and child loss. I experienced a deeply painful pregnancy loss recently in my second trimester. We were faced with the impossible decision to terminate an extremely wanted pregnancy for medical reasons due to a severe diagnosis. My husband and I are both God-fearing Christians who have very strong convictions, so this time has been extremely challenging and filled with grief and despair. The morning of being admitted to the hospital, my mother started a fight with me because she was upset that I hadn't responded to her text messages. She knew full well the season of excruciating mental and emotional pain that I was in, but per usual needed to make herself the main character. When I told her that I have been extremely overwhelmed with everything, she made a comment about how life is overwhelming and how if I wanted to be a mom, that's how it is. I told her I had to go and haven't spoken to her since. Not once did she reach out to me and ask me how everything went at the hospital. Not once did she make an effort to check up on me postpartum. She has not spoken to me since, and I know her well enough to know that she's waiting for me to reach out first so that she can say, "Oh, so now you want to talk to me after all this time," and guilt me into feeling wrong for not wanting to entertain her manipulative bullshit while I'm mourning my son. She isn't aware of our son's name, and I haven't sent her any photos because in my mind her behavior illustrates that she has no interest in supporting her daughter, and it's more important for her to have the upper hand. I spoke with a relative recently who told me that she was talking about how poetic it was that this happened to my husband and I given our faith convictions. She found our situation and lost to be amusing and mentioned she wouldn't say it to my face because it would wreck me. I'm speechless and sick to my stomach thinking that these sentiments came from a mother about her daughter. Who says that? How do you find my pain and grief amusing? I now realize she has real intentions to emotionally harm me. My pain is funny to her. She has no desire to support me and wants only to tear me down. I am considering cutting her off entirely without explanation and don't have any intentions on being the first one to reach out. Mother's Day is coming up and I'm so anxious about what to do. Has anyone ever come to similar difficult and painful conclusions about their toxic parents? Am I being dramatic? How do I even come to terms that this is coming out of the mouth of my mother? If you couldn't have already guessed, this isn't a one-off with her. This is truly who she is as a person. She's not good for you. Stay away from her. You know how she is and how she operates. Do what's best for you. I spoke with a relative recently who told me that she was talking about how poetic it was that this happened to my husband and I given our faith convictions. She found our situation and lost to be amusing and mentioned she wouldn't say it to my face because it would wreck me. Your outrage is justified. And be cautious of the person who shared that with you. That person showed very bad judgment in passing on your mother's words. It sounds like the person is trying to stir the pot and maintain a certain level of drama. I'm so sorry for everything you had to go through. No sane person would say anything like this. You are completely justified in wanting to go no contact, and you should, to protect yourself and DH. Don't consider and see. Just full stop do it. You are fully justified given the clear emotional harm she intends to inflict on you. She sounds like a horrible person. Please get some counseling. Between the pregnancy loss and the hurt that I'm sure she has caused you before, I'm sure it would really help. A therapist could help you to navigate the NC too. I'm sorry for your loss. Mother's Day is coming up. Focus on you. You lost your son, but you're still a mommy. Celebrate his memory no matter how short the time was. Go away or have a spa day. Whatever you do, don't reach out to that woman. She doesn't deserve your energy and definitely doesn't deserve to be acknowledged on Mother's Day. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.